Before I start talking about what I want to talk about today, I want to do some complaining. Remember on Saturday when I was eating at Banana Island, I had some really good curry, but I ended up burning my throat, so yay. But I am happy about one thing: I finally have something to talk about. My name is David. I'm a student at Lowell High School, and I'm 17 years old. Or am I? You see, recently I've been kind of struggling with this concept about the unity of body and mind. And of course, if you're familiar with this, monists would argue that, body and mind are the same thing, and one can't exist without the other, while dualists say that one can exist without the other. And some people would argue that when you die, you don't have a body, but you still have mind. And of course, the mind that I'm referring to doesn't refer to the brain or the nervous system. It's something more metaphysical. It's not really physical at all. I don't really want to discuss whether the body and mind are separate or single entities. What's been on my mind lately is how these two things influence each other. Anyone in the world who sees me can say definitely, yes, David is 17 years old. This is what society and the world accepts. But that's just my physical body. What about my mind? And the oldness or age of my mind doesn't really, I would argue, depend on how long it has existed, but rather how mature or developed it is. Now, this distinction is where things can get really confusing really fast. So let me give you a concrete hypothetical. Let's say instead of being who I am today, right now, let's say that I was born a girl. Let's say that I wasn't even born into the same family. Now, I would still be me in that I would still have my mind, but not even perhaps the same consciousness. So in this way, mind isn't really directly affected by our daily experiences or our physical bodies, right? Well, not exactly, and this is actually the question that I'm struggling with. While I believe that much of the development of the mind is innate, a lot of it is actually influenced by the bodies or these physical vessels that we inhabit. I would argue that our bodies cause us to do really strange and irregular things because it wants to satisfy these urges. For example, something as simple as hunger. I mean, your mind doesn't get hungry, it's really your body. So that can cause you to do something irrational, like steal, if you don't have the resources to provide to satisfy this urge of hunger. And this is just one of many ways in which your body can actually inhibit what your mind wants to do. To take a slightly more extreme example, let's just say that your physical body is prone to getting sick a lot. It's not something that you choose, but perhaps something you were born with. Now, something like that can definitely inhibit the development of mind. Again, going to the extreme, let's just say that you have this terrible immune system and you die. Now, if we take the monist perspective on this issue, then your mind kind of dies too. That really sucks. But even if you're a dualist, I mean, when the physical body dies, and you believe that the mind doesn't die, well, I still think that the mind can't grow anymore either. But that's really an extreme and kind of ominous example of how body can influence mind. And this kind of mind-body philosophical topic can be extended to when you're examining things like artificial intelligence, or the idea that every mental process is nothing more than chemical reactions in your brain. All of those we'll examine in another vlog, after I have time to think about it.